Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something that I know causes a lot of stress for people. Giving presentations in English. Well, it can be pretty daunting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, public speaking is tough enough, right?
Yeah.
And then you add doing it in the second language.
Yeah,
The pressure really ramps up.
exactly. Just thinking about it can, bring up all sorts of worries like, will they understand me? What if I don't understand their questions? Am I just going to freeze?
Uh-huh. All very common fears.
But that's why we're doing this deep dive today. We want to give you a really practical guide, maybe even like a survival kit, for getting through those English presentations.
Yeah, our goal is basically to pull out the best, most effective strategies, things that can help you feel, a bit more prepared, maybe more in control.
Okay, let's get into it. So, when you're feeling completely overwhelmed by the whole idea, where do you even start?
Right. First thing, and this is maybe the most crucial step, don't wing it. Seriously. It might seem obvious, but especially in a second language, you just can't rely on spontaneity. That's just asking for more anxiety.
Okay, don't wing it. Check. I mean, the idea of just showing up sounds nice. Maybe less work.
Huh. Less work up front, maybe more stress during.
True. So preparation is key. What does good prep actually look like?
Well, a really big part of it is simplifying your message. Resist that urge to cram every single detail onto your slides.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, try to focus on, say, one core idea per slide. Think about it like you're telling a story, right?
Yeah.
Each slide is a point in that story. What's the one thing you really need them to get from this slide?
One idea per slide.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Sometimes you see the rule of 3 mentioned too,
Yep.
3 points maximum.
Exactly. The rule of 3 is a great guideline. Keeps it focused, helps the audience actually remember things. I mean, we've all been there, right? Staring at a slide packed with tiny text.
Oh, totally. You're squinting, trying to read it, and you completely miss what the speaker's actually saying.
Right.
It's counterproductive.
Precisely. So instead of text walls, lean into visuals. Good visuals, simple, clear images, maybe a chart that makes a point quickly, or even just a keyword in a big font, something easy to grasp.
So they're like anchors for you and for them.
Yeah, memory anchors for you, visual guides for the audience, but please steer clear of really dated clip art.
Yeah. Or those crazy animations where text flies in with a whoosh sound.
Exactly. No flying bullets, please. Keep it clean. The visual should support your message, not be the message or distract from it. If they're struggling to read or follow animations, they're not listening.
Got it. Simplify. Use good visuals.
Okay.
Now, practice. This is where I always feel a bit, awkward. How do you practice without just sounding like you memorized everything, really stilted?
Right. Good question. The goal isn't word-for-word memorization. That often sounds robotic. Instead, practice for flow. Make sure you know how you're getting from one point to the next smoothly.
Flow. Okay.
And know your key points for each slide. What are the main things you need to hit? Understand the overall logic. Maybe try talking through it, focusing on connecting the ideas, using transitions, building on that. Or, so the next point is. And here's a big tip, though maybe slightly uncomfortable. Record yourself.
Really? Watching yourself back. Especially trying to speak another language. It sounds painful.
It can feel a bit weird at first. Yeah, I get it. But honestly, the feedback you get is gold. You see exactly where you hesitate or maybe rush. You hear the words you stumble on. You get a real sense of your timing. And importantly, you can check your body language. Are you fidgeting? Are you actually looking at the camera like you would the audience? It's like a mirror.
Okay, I can see the value, even if I might need to, brace myself before watching. So practice flow, no key points, record myself.
Right.
What about the actual day? The nerves kick in. What then?
Totally normal. Happens to everyone. Even the pros get butterflies. This is where you can use a kind of fake calm ritual. Quick techniques to manage that immediate anxiety spike.
My usual fake calm is pacing frantically and muttering. Probably not the best approach.
Maybe not the most calming. A really simple, effective one is just focusing on your breath. Seriously. Right before you go on, take a few deep, slow breaths. In through the nose, hold for a second, out slowly through the mouth. It physically slows your heart rate.
Deep breaths. Okay, I can do that.
Another thing, sounds a bit silly maybe, is the power pose.
Power pose. You mean like Wonder Woman style, hands on hips, standing in the corridor?
Kinda, yeah. Or just standing tall, shoulders back. You can do it in private for a minute or two. There's actually research suggesting that adopting a confident posture can trick your brain into feeling more confident. It sounds a bit odd, but it can work.
a quick superhero stance in the restroom beforehand. Hey, I'm willing to try it. But okay, what if I'm up there, deep breaths and power pose done, and my mind just goes blank mid-sentence?
Yeah.
Or I completely butcher a word. That's like my nightmare scenario.
It happens. The key is owning your mistakes gracefully.
Yeah.
Don't spiral. Don't make a huge deal out of it. Just take a breath, maybe a small smile,
Okay.
and use a simple phrase like, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Or, whoops, lost my train of thought there for a second. And then just calmly get back on track. Audiences are usually way more forgiving than we think. They actually want you to do well.
So no need to apologize profusely or run off stage. Just a quick, calm correction. That's actually quite reassuring.
Okay.
What about keeping people engaged? Staring out at a sea of faces can be intimidating.
Yeah, engaging the audience doesn't have to be complex. Just making eye contact helps hugely. Try to look at the different people around the room, not just one friendly face or, the back wall.
Guilty. I tend to find one person who looks nice and just lock onto them. Need to spread the love, maybe.
Haha. Yeah, spread the eye contact. It makes it feel more personal, more connected. You could also ask a simple rhetorical question now and then, or even do a quick show of hands poll if it fits. Makes it feel more like a conversation.
More interactive. Okay, so let's say I've made it through the main part. Phew. But then, the Q&A. This feels like the final boss level sometimes. What if I don't get the question? Or just blank on the answer?
The Q&A can feel intense, yeah. But it's also a great chance to connect. Think of it as having a toolkit. I call it the Holy Trinity of Q&A phrases. These are your lifelines.
The Holy Trinity. Okay, I'm listening. What are they?
First one, that's a great question. Simple, polite, it does two things. Makes the asker feel good, and crucially, it buys you a few seconds to think.
That's a great question. Well, brain scrambles. Okay, stall tactic acquired. What's number 2?
Number 2 is for when you're not sure you understood. Could you clarify that a little further, or maybe could you please rephrase that? Super useful if the question was complex, maybe use tricky wording, or frankly, if you just didn't quite catch it.
So I don't have to guess what they meant and give a totally wrong answer.
Exactly. It prevents you from answering a question they didn't actually ask. Very important.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay, and the third part of the Trinity, for when you genuinely just don't know.
Right. In that case, that's an interesting point. I'd actually like to look into that in more detail. Can I get back to you on that? Or maybe, I don't have that specific data with me right now, but I can find out and follow up.
Okay.
It shows you're responsible, you take the question seriously, but you're not going to just guess or make something up.
Wow. The Holy Trinity. Great question. Clarify, please, and I'll follow up. That actually makes the Q&A feel way less scary. Those are brilliant.
They really are useful tools to have ready. Okay, now, should we maybe switch gears, have a bit of fun, listing some common things to definitely avoid, like a quick what not to do montage?
Oh, yes, please. I can think of a few immediately. Top of my list. Don't just read your notes or the slides. Word. 4. Word. Especially in a monotone. It's painful to listen to. Look up.
Absolutely critical. Another big one, speaking way too fast because you're nervous. You just want it to be over. But your audience, especially if English isn't their first language either, they'll just miss everything. Slow down. Breathe.
And, the classic tech meltdown. When the projector fails, the mic cuts out, and the presenter gets visibly flustered and starts battling the equipment, test everything beforehand. Seriously.
Such a good point. Also, related to slides, don't fill them with tiny text nobody can read and then say, I know you probably can't read this. Well, why is it there then?
Yes. And don't just stop abruptly at the end, like, okay, done. Have a proper conclusion. Summarize. Thank people.
Definitely. And please respect the time limit. Going way over is just inconsiderate.
Totally. And maybe my personal pet peeve. Don't go crazy with distracting animations and weird sound effects. We don't need bullet points spiraling in with laser sounds. Keep it professional.
Agreed. Keep it focused. And maybe the most basic one, but easy to forget when you're nervous. Remember to actually breathe. Shallow breathing just feeds the anxiety.
Right. Okay, that was a good list of pitfalls. Fun, but also genuinely helpful reminders.
Look, the main thing to take away is that presenting in English, yeah, it's a challenge, but it's absolutely a skill you can build. It takes prep, it takes practice, and maybe a bit of kindness towards yourself. And remember, most audiences are actually on your side. They want to understand you. They want you to succeed.
Talking this through, I actually feel, better about it. Still nervous about my next one, maybe, but not terrified. It feels more doable now, having these concrete steps. Maybe I won't spend the week hiding after all.
That's great to hear. And for everyone listening, these strategies really can make a difference. You can communicate effectively, even when it feels daunting.
Absolutely. So listeners, what about you? What are your biggest presentation fears when it comes to English? Or maybe you've got some killer tips that have worked for you. We genuinely love to hear them. Share them in the comments or wherever you connect with us.
Yeah, definitely share your experiences.
Until our next deep dive, keep practicing, keep preparing, and hey, maybe give that power pose a quick try before your next challenge. You never know, right? Might just work.
It really might. Give it a shot.